Dear students, you can if you think you can. So think as you want. This is for you. Now, we are going to discuss about physical and chemical changes. Now, what are physical and chemical changes? Physical change, physical change is nothing but a change which undergoes physical change when only the physical properties such as shape, size, color and state of the substance changes. There will be no new substance formed. So, for example, melting of ice, there is nothing special formed, only ice converted into water. So, physical means which has nothing with the chemical relation, right? If you can see the chemical reaction, a substance which is said to be undergoing chemical change when there is new substance formed, very important, which has completely new properties. Like burning of wood, if you burn a wood or paper, you have the carbon dioxide formed, you have ashes. Okay, churning of milk or storing of milk, that means it is converted into curd. So completely different properties. So these are the two changes which is very important in our day-to-day life. Next comes, what is a element? Element is a pure substance which cannot be split into two or more simpler forms. So they are pure substance which cannot be divided into much more simpler forms. Elements, there are hundreds of elements known, about them 92 are solids, and in that two elements, that is bromine and mercury, are liquid. That is very important. And coming to differentiation of elements, there are three categories: metals, metalloids and non-metals. Metalloid shows the combination of metals and non-metals. So they show the combination of characters of both metals and non-metals. Metals, they are malleable, that means they can be made into sheets. Ductile, that means they can be made into wire. They are good conductors of heat and electricity, and especially metals shows lustrous property, that means they shine. Okay, for example, copper, gold, iron. Non-metals, they are non-malleable, they cannot be made into sheets, thin sheets, we cannot beat into thin sheets, they cannot be made into wire, they are bad conductors of heat and electricity. For example, sulfur, oxygen. Metalloids, they shows both the properties of non-metals and metals. Example, silicon, boron, arsenic. Now, what are compounds? When we are combining two or more elements, then it is known as compound. So compound is a pure substance made up of two or more elements combined chemically in a definite ratio. For example, if we have H2O, if we have H2O, we are taking two elements of hydrogen and one element of oxygen. In a definite proportion only we can form water. So that is what definite proportion. Now what are the characteristics? The properties of compound differ from those of its constituent. Suppose if I am taking these compound, that is water, the main water's property will be different from hydrogen and oxygen because these two are combined. Now the properties will be combined properties. Compound have a fixed melting and boiling point. They will melt at a particular point and boil at a particular point. Compound is a homogeneous substance, that means they have a uniform composition. Constituent elements can be separated by chemical process only. Now what is a mixture? Mixture made up of two or more elements or compounds. So that is a combined effect of elements and compounds. So they don't have a fixed ratio. So what are the characteristics, properties? They can be homogeneous or heterogeneous. The properties of constituent substances are retained. That means each constituent will show their own properties. Then there will be no new substance formed. Elements can be separated by simple physical method, like you can pick it out, right? They don't have a fixed melting and boiling point because so many elements and compounds are there. So how can be there be a definite boiling and melting point, right? Now, just a revision: two immiscible liquids like oil and water can be separated by separating funnel, ammonium chloride and sand by sublimation, dyes in black ink by chromatography, two miscible liquids, distillation, and solid particles insoluble from liquid, that is centrifugation. A little revision. Now, what we have dealt till now: matter divided into pure, impure, pure substance, elements, compounds. Elements cannot be broken into simpler substances. Compounds have fixed composition, can be broken down into elements by chemical and electrochemical reactions. Water, sugar, salt. Elements: copper, oxygen, hydrogen, sulfur, phosphorus, potassium, different types. Impure substance, they can be homogeneous, heterogeneous. Homogeneous, they have uniform composition like sugar solution, that is sugar plus water, water and alcohol. Heterogeneous, they have non-uniform composition, for example sand and water combination, water and oil. So this is what we have studied, right? This is a quick revision of your chapter. So thank you.